Welcome to another edition of Chamber Champions. Today at Chamber House we have Simon Cayley. Welcome, Simon.
Thanks, Arun. Good to be here.
Good to see you again. Simon, tell us a little bit about yourself before we start talking about Bishop's Action Foundation.
Well, I'm currently the CEO of Bishop's Action Foundation, and scarily, that's a role I've been in now for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so having founded it, that's it. Prior to that, I worked at the District Council in community development, and I've actually been out here since 2002, originally from England and sort of Welsh origins through there too. So yeah, it's come up 23 years over here now.
Fabulous, great innings. Okay, we could talk about lots of things, but let's launch straight into Bishop's Action Foundation. What is it about? I don't hear many people talking about it, but I know you do some amazing things for the community behind the scenes. Please share with us what you actually do.
Yeah, it's quite interesting you say that we don't hear a lot about it because that's kind of an intentional strategy. I think our reason for being is to be a catalyst to help other people and other organisations get their ideas off paper and to flourish. So we deliberately sit in the background as the Bishop's Action Foundation. When you go back over those 20 years, you can see the footprint of BAF's influence right throughout the region and nationally. But it is kind of an inherent strategy of ours to shine a light on the people and organisations that we're supporting. At our core, we're about social justice and challenging inequity, and so we have quite a broad definition of that, but ultimately we are about supporting initiatives that will make that kind of difference. I think one of the things we've recognised is building capacity for people to do what they need to do is a really important skill set that we can offer, because the more we can help people do that, the more they can go on and achieve those great outcomes. So you'll see us investing in things like the Wheelhouse for the not-for-profit sector, also Circulate with the Chamber, and through our partnership with the Chamber, supporting as well business as well as community where that's relevant, and bringing their capacity up to respond.
Yeah, no, that's great. I know you like to work behind the scenes. You don't like to have the light shining on yourself. So we've benefited a lot from BAF or Bishop's Action Foundation. Over the last 8 years, we've had a key regional partnership with you, and as you said, Circulate, which Maura Young looks after for the not-for-profits, is where you come in a lot and help them with various aspects of their success, from governance to how to run their organizations and so on. So where does your funding come from?
It's broad ranging. I think any organisation these days needs to try and have as diverse a series of funders as possible. Often ours depends on the initiatives that we're trying to catalyse at the time. So for instance, at the moment, we've been on a journey helping develop and sort of stabilise a youth transition service around the coast of Mana Youth. So that has a large funding contingent from Oranga Tamariki, Toy Foundation and other funders. But we have other projects in our own core funding. So a mix of sort of government contracts, philanthropy. We run a social enterprise called the ICT Gateway that we've created. So that will earn some funding as well as offer a service. So trying to protect ourselves from some of those shocks that can happen along that financial journey.
Yeah, I remember a social enterprise encouraging event that you ran way back in 2017 at at Graham Nelson's place.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that was off the back of the Social Enterprise World Forum that was hosted in New Zealand and I think Australia at the time, and trying to get organisations to think differently. There are certainly some responses that can be set up as a social enterprise, so you're still achieving community good, but you're building in a model that it can actually fund itself, as opposed to that alternative model where it's reliant on grants and donations.
So a message for our audience, if they want some kind of help in improving their efficiencies or with perhaps strategic planning, can they contact you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're a partner of the Wheelhouse and Circulate, so sometimes what will happen, it will run out of both of those entities, but we're a good gateway. Within our team, certain sort of specialised areas will be things we'll pick up directly as well. We are active in that social enterprise space, sort of in and around DOSO locally also,
of course,
working in there. So yeah, we're really open to people coming, particularly because when an organisation has an idea or a person has an idea, they might just actually need to sandboard it with someone and get a sense of whether it's viable.
Yeah.
We're quite good in our own filtering process of seeing, is this an idea that's really going to hit those things we really care about? And if we are, then we'll come on board and support.
Yeah. You mentioned DOSO. Perhaps you might want to just let the audience who don't know what DOSO is learn a bit here.
So it came out of Startup Taranaki, sort of shortened version of Do Something, and it is local sort of entrepreneurial people like Graham from Manifold and others who are intentionally creating a space to incubate and nurture that startup sort of enterprise space, working closely with Power Up at Venture Taranaki.
Yes, that's another great program as well. So before we conclude, is there any benefit you had from interacting with the Chamber or anything you'd like to share about your experience at 20 years as CEO? You know, any concluding message for the audience?
I think one of the reasons we're a partner to the Chamber is it's a risk if we too compartmentalise how we define community. And actually, community is not for profit, it's business, it's individuals, it's education. And actually, we can all learn from each other. And we've learned an awful lot from the businesses that we've engaged with, as well as being able to support businesses on that journey. And I think being able to encourage that business not for profit connection and learning from each other, we get a lot more from that than if we kind of try and put everyone in their box. So I really support the sort of Chamber's engagement through that and that focus on partnership. And so we've really learned from that too.
Thank you, Simon. Look, it's a perfect example of how the community can work together, business, not for profit. And what the Wheelhouse does, thanks to you guys, it's the Circulate program with the Chamber. It makes for a really fantastic place to live in because we can all be together. Thank you once again for your time, Simon.
Pleasure, Arun. Nice to be here.